Welcome to a Stuart 10H steam engine build. This is part 2. Different tools and techniques for fettling castings prior to machining. This job needs practice to get the hang of it. If you get it wrong, then the castings can be easily ruined. Method 1. Using a coarse burr running slowly in a flexible drive, followed by a flat needle file. This is quite important. Running the tool slowly is what you need to do. If you run it too fast, in no time at all, it's likely to dig into the casting, and you really don't want that to happen. By running the burr slowly, you have a lot more control as to where it goes and how quickly it cuts. Before jumping in and doing what you see here, I recommend that you do a little bit of experimentation first. This is the way I usually learn. I don't just jump in and ruin things, but I would find a scrap casting and use the burr at different speeds to see how easy it was to control. After initial application of the rotary burr, and once again it's running at a slow speed, I use a small needle file. This flattens things off, but it's very labour intensive, particularly if the casting sprue is as bad as it is on this engine. Just look at the state of this. It would take ages to get through it with a needle file, but with this burr it's a lot quicker. We're now about 1.5 minutes into the video, and for the third time I'm saying do not run the burr fast. If you do, you will regret it. I would start the job by using this rotary burr and get rid of most of the rough stuff. After profiling the casting to approximately the shape I need it to be, I would change the tool to an entirely different type of rotary tool. For jobs like this I like to use the rotary drive. It's plugged into a Proxxon motor tool that's in my bench mount, and at this speed it is incredibly controllable. On one corner of the sole plate casting there was some rust, but underneath this rust there was some cast iron sprue that definitely needed removing. These lumpy parts on the side of the casting were very difficult to get rid of. I tried a file to no avail, but once again the rotary burr gets rid of the sprue without damaging the fundamental shape of the part. Okay, if the tool digs in and makes a bit of a mess of the job, you can use some JB weld to fill it, but that's not really the way to do it. If you're careful, you can get great results doing it the way I'm showing you. This small file is one that I normally have near the Myford for just getting rid of sharp edges, and it was worse than useless because this stuff is chilled and very hard. Here's something not to do. This is a small rotary grinder, and you would think it would work, but it's too fine and it doesn't. So try and avoid using tools like this. They just clog up quickly and then get hot. This method really works. It's method 2, using a drum sander in a Proxxon mini-mott drill. Although the drill is not on full speed, I'm running the drum sander a lot faster than the burr. You still have to be careful that it doesn't dig into the casting that you don't want to grind. After a while I gave it a go with the file once again, and as before this particular file was completely useless. Fettling castings is all down to controlling the tool, the pressure and position of where the cutting is going on. This may win the award of the most boring video of the year, but believe me, this simple skill is something definitely worth mastering. In a similar way to drilling holes, you need to give the drill, or the drum sander, or the burr time to cut. Don't force it. Even though the small file that I've been using doesn't work, a normal needle file now seems to cut the metal very well, but I think that's because I've got through the chilled part. I think I'll put the other file back where it lives in the chip tray of the Myford. It's okay for removing sharp edges of freshly turned work. I've gone back to the burr, and as you can see, it's currently running at a higher speed, and it's removing the metal very easily, but I do prefer the drum sander. I could fit this sole plate casting into the machine vise of my milling machine to remove the metal, but I'd rather do it this way. It's far gentler. I'm switching between the Proxxon motor tool with the drum sander and the burr that's in the flexible drive. This is a Dremel drum sander and it's really good. I like the way it fits together. For the next job though, I need a much smaller drum sander, and this is a cheap and cheerful one that I found in a box. but it's perfect from a size point of view for cleaning up the slots in the crosshead guide. But once again, for jobs like you see me doing here, the burr is far better. Turning the casting around and working on the other side. Once again, I fitted the smaller drum sander into the Proxon motor tool, and I profiled first one side and then the other, and they're both looking pretty good. Once again, I could have put the sole plate in the milling machine, but there's no need to do that because doing it this way doesn't leave any chatter marks from the cutting tool. I'm also using this small drum sander to clean up the sides as shown here. Cleaning up this part was quite difficult. If you're not careful, the tool's likely to dig in, and I really don't want to use any JB weld to put right any problems that I create. When I looked at the radius of the corners, it occurred to me that I could use the larger drum sander, which I did, and it finished it off very well indeed. I think that's about it for the sole plate. Now I'm going to move on to the box bed. I could put the box bed on my 4-inch belt sander, but that's a bit too brutal. This should be fine. It just gets rid of some of the unsightly lumps. I still want it to look like a casting. The next thing to clean up that you'll be pleased I'm not going to show in this episode is the flywheel. This is really an episode on its own, but I'm not going to make that episode. I'm using the smaller diameter drum sander and also the burr to get rid of all the rough stuff. And that's about it for this video. It's quite a dirty job. These are my hands after doing the job. And in case you're wondering why I'm working on a piece of cardboard, it collects all the cast iron particles. It keeps the bench clean and makes it easy because I can just tip them into the bin. That's it for this episode. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my Mainsteam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.